Good morning, students. Now let us continue with our 20th chapter in GK. Okay, first women ministers. So, after we got freedom, women got many positions, that is, positions as higher officials and ministers. Okay, so in this lesson, we'll see the who are all the first women ministers of different categories. Okay, so she is the first women state finance minister of India, who is Dr. Upinderjit Kaur. Okay, and she is first women human resource development minister of India, and she is Smriti Irani. Okay, she is first women external affair minister of India. She is Sushma Swaraj. She was the first women minister in the Indian government, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur. Okay. She was the first women chief minister of the state, Sucheta Kriplani. Okay. She was the first women central minister, that is pre-independent India. Before independence itself, she was the minister, Vijayalakshmi Pandit. Okay. Now, she is the first women railway minister of India, who is Mamata Banerjee. You may all know her because uh, she was a former CM of West Bengal. Okay. First women prime minister of India, Indira Gandhi. Okay. She is the first women chief minister of Gujarat, who is Anandiben Patel. Okay. Now let us see the emblems of the states. Okay, so different states have different symbol for their official purposes. Okay, they use that symbol for all the official purposes. So this symbol is used by Arunachal Pradesh. This one is for Tamil Nadu. This is used by Manipur. This symbol is used by Maharashtra, and this symbol is used by Jharkhand. This is used by Kerala. This symbol is used for Uttarakhand. This symbol is used for Himachal Pradesh, and this is used for Bihar. This is used for Assam, and this symbol is used for Karnataka, and this symbol is used for Sikkim. Okay. Now let us continue the next lesson. Okay, this social reformers. So who are social reformers? There are some people uh, who tries to change the society if the society has mistaken something. See, in the olden days, girls were not allowed to go to school, and they'll only sit at the kitchen, and they just cook and do the household and be at home. Now we have all the freedom. Okay, women have all the freedom to go out and to study and to do whatever we like. Okay, so in those days, the parents didn't allow girls to come out of the house. Okay, so there were some people who thought it was wrong. What is in the people's mind is wrong. They thought like that, and they started to change people's minds. Okay, not only women empowerment, but also many other problems were there, like they used to treat the lower caste people. Okay, that is they used to treat them as untouchable. Okay, that was also a very big problem who had the eye of the social reformers. Okay, so not only these two, we had many problems in the olden days, which was solved by some people. So let us see some information about them. Yeah, he is considered as one of the pillars of Bengal Renaissance. Okay, in other words, he managed to continue the reforms movement that was started by Rajaram Mohan Rai. He was well-known writer, intellectual, and above all such for staunch follower of humanity. See, you may came across this name, Rajaram Mohan Roy. He was a uh, very powerful and effective uh, socialist who gave his voice against women being not allowed to go out. Okay, he always gave his voice against that. So now in this picture we see Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Okay, he was a very um, effective follower of Rajaram Mohan Rai. Okay, and also he is a writer, an intellectual, and also a staunch follower of humanity. He knows what are the human rights and uh, what should be not done to a human. He knows that very well. Okay, so he is also a social reformer. Okay, next one. He realized that there could be no progress without proper scientific education. He believed that women had the right to discover their own identity. He condemned the practice of sati. He founded Brahma Samaj to reform the society. Who is a well-known socialist? Rajaram Mohan Roy. Okay, a very well-known socialist who always gave his voice against sati. Okay, I'll tell you what is sati. Before that, he realized that, he thought that if we teach what is science to the people, then people will automatically understand what are the social norms we have to follow. That is, women have the right to go out, study, and they can find their own identity by themselves. They don't need anyone's help. Like that, he already understood that, and he wanted to implicate that in the society. Okay, for that he thought scientific education is very needed. Okay, he believed that women had the right to discover their own identity. He condemned the practice of sati. What is sati means? In olden days, if the husband dies, what they'll do means they'll grow a fire. Okay, they'll grow a fire, and they'll let the wife die in that fire. They'll push that wife in that fire and she'll die. That's it. If the husband dies, wife should also die. Like that they'll do. Okay, no widows were allowed to live in the society. Okay, that was a really scarier practice which was followed by Indian people. Okay, so that was strictly condemned by him. Okay, that is, he strictly prohibited that you should not follow this practice called sati from now on. Okay, he founded Brahma Samaj to reform the society. Brahma Samaj was nothing but he found that it is a type of committee which will change the people's mind. Okay, next. He was a great philosopher and thinker. He represented Hindu religion at the age of 30 at Parliament of Religious held in Chicago. He said, "Believe first in yourself, then in God. Be brave. Bravery is the highest virtue. Dare to speak the whole truth always." Okay, so we all know who he is. He was Swami Vivekananda. Okay, he was a great philosopher and thinker. Okay, he represented Hindu religion at the age of 30 at the Parliament of Religious held in Chicago. In Chicago, the Parliament of religions were held. Okay, in that he represented Hindu religion. Okay, so he said, believe first in yourself, then in God. First, you should believe in yourself that I can do this. I will surely do this. Like that, you should believe in yourself first. Then you can go and pray to God. Okay, so if you don't put an effort and going on praying to God, then there's no use, he said. Okay, there's no use in praying to God. He won't help you unless you put in hard work. He won't help you. Be brave. Bravery is the highest virtue. Virtue means we can say a model or something to follow. Okay, bravery is the highest virtue. First, you should be brave. You should be bold enough to face anything. Okay, then only you can face this world. Okay, dare to speak the whole truth always. So you should always try to speak truth. Okay, always try to speak truth. Then he was one of the prominent social reformers of the 19th century. He led the movement against the prevailing caste restrictions in India. He revolted against the domination of the Brahmins and the rights of peasants and other low caste fellow. So he was Jyotiba Phule. Uh, Next most known social reformer was Jyotiba Phule. Then, then Rajaram Mohan Rai. Okay, then he was a prominent social reformer of the 19th century, that is between 1800 and 1900, we can say. Okay, he led the movement against the prevailing caste restrictions. So, here we have seen many problems faced in the olden days, right? So, one of the problems is, I told, caste restrictions in India. Okay, so the low caste people, that is they were not allowed to enter into the temples, to enter into social places, that is any gatherings like that, we can say. Okay, any gatherings, meetings, they were not allowed to enter into that. Okay, that was a really big problem which got his attention, and he started prevailing against the caste restrictions. Okay, he revolted against the domination of Brahmins and the right of peasants and other low caste fellow. See, in olden days, in the time of Raja also, they followed a thing, that is the first highest member will be Brahmins, then Kshatriyas, then only the other caste people will be coming. Okay, so Brahmins were just enjoying their life. Okay, they got all their necessities and they were enjoying, and on the same hand, on the other hand, see, the peasants and the low caste people were just getting, their life was getting worse and worse. So he got his voice against it. Okay, he was Jyotiba Phule. She was a true follower of humanity. Many people considered Mother as the reincarnated form of Lord Jesus. She devoted her entire life in serving the needy and abandoned people of the society. Although her mission started in India, she succeeded in bringing the people of all societies under one roof, that is humanity. She was Mother Teresa. So we all know she got Nobel Prize for peace. Okay, to see, people who try to maintain peace in the whole world will be given the Nobel Prize. So she adopted, that is, she devoted herself to humanity. Okay, in Tamil we say humanity means Manida Neyam. Okay, so many people thought that she was another form of Jesus Christ. Okay, so she devoted her entire life in taking care of the abandoned children. Okay, she was serving the abandoned children and people of the society. Okay, she didn't care of what people say. Although she started this service in India, she succeeded in bringing the people of all over the world under one roof. Okay, she tried to unite this world. So that was a really appreciable character she had. Okay, she was Mother Teresa.